Hello and welcome to the first Retreadcast. Today is our debut. Today is going to be our debut run at this, so it's just going to be. So if it's a little chaotic, we're hoping that it resembles something of organized chaos. If you don't know me, I'm Richard Wilson, who is a online contributor and editor of Retreading Business and Tyre Retreading. Today I'm joined by my father, who's the founder of Retreading Business, David Wilson. How are you, David?
I'm fine, thanks, Richard.
Very, very good. So if you want, David, please do. Could you explain a little bit about what this series, Retreadcast, is going to be all about and what people can expect?
Okay, well, look, this is a new product which we've devised in order to be able to communicate to our readers in the global retreading industry as to what's happening in the industry. Today, we're going to basically review what is in the latest issue of Retreading Business, which has just been released. There it is. Okay, so we'll be featuring generally previews of what's available for viewing and download in the print and digital magazine. We'll be publishing video interviews, panel debates with key people from the industry, and focusing on reactions to the big news of the day.
Sounds very exciting. Sounds very good. But so obviously, with today's topic, as you just briefly mentioned, we'll be focusing on giving the users a little bit of a insight into the second edition of Retreading Business for this year. What are the main topics that we're just going to give a brief run through today?
Well, at a time when travel around the world has been curtailed because of the COVID-19 outbreak, we've been able to gather together a variety of stories from around the world. The biggest story, at least from our point of view, is the launch of the Recircle Awards, which is a new awards event for the retreading industry, which will be held in Bologna next year at Autopromatech. And we have a number of features from around the world. We have a feature on Chile, we have a feature on Austria, and we have the usual articles from India and Russia. Fantastic.
So you just touched on what you said was the main news, and it's obviously a very big news for ourselves personally about the launch of the Recircle Awards. If people haven't seen our press release or any news on this, or haven't read the magazine yet, maybe you could just give a little bit of a description, a little bit of an inside guide about the Recircle Awards.
Yeah, sure. Well, the Recircle Awards will aim to be a key awards event for both the retreading industry and the tyre recycling industry. We'll be holding it at Autopromatech next year, and the idea is it will be a total concept for the sector. It'll include an awards dinner with hopefully several hundred people in attendance. We'll have the award ceremony, which will include a photo call and an event, we'll also have a roundtable event, which will be recorded and published on our website and on our various social media channels. And after the event, there will be a supplement to both Retreading Business and Tyre Rubber Recycling, so that the industry can see who has won the awards. The awards will be voted on by the readers of both magazines, and of course there is an option for our readers and advertisers to nominate who they think deserve the various awards. There'll be 20 categories altogether, ranging from the best retreader and the best recycler to the best managing director. There'll be lifetime achievement awards. There'll be various awards for contribution to the circular economy. So the aim is to have as wide a range of awards as possible to recognise all the different things that retreaders and tyre recyclers do for the circular economy, in order to raise the perception of the quality of the industry that we work in.
Excellent. Yeah, sounds like a very big step for the tyre retreading and recycling industry. Obviously, I think we are planning to do a separate Retreadcast just on this subject, so we don't want to give too much away. But moving on, obviously, you mentioned about a feature in Chile, because you spent a bit of time in Chile in February. Maybe you could tell us what readers can expect from that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I managed to get there just before everything closed down. I visited a number of retreaders, several in Santiago, a retreader in Valparaiso on the coast, and a couple in the copper mining city of Antofagasta in the north, which was an experience. It's a very interesting and unusual place. We also have an update on the introduction of Chile's new EPR law, and that has been delayed, and I explain a little bit about why it's been delayed and what people in the industry in Chile think about that.
So it sounds like quite a wide-ranging feature on Chile.
Yeah.
That is available on pages 18 to 30. If you're a premium reader, you'll get access to the whole feature. The next feature we want to briefly discuss is Austria. I've seen obviously Austria de-escalating their lockdown, but we've got a specific feature on the retreading sector there.
Yes, our correspondent Vladislav Vorotnikov went to Austria again just shortly before everything closed down. We have an in-depth interview with Stefan Meyerhofer and Christoph Prievasser at Freiburg on how Freiburg are doing, how they're approaching the market. And we have articles on two Austrian retreaders, Reifen Dobelhofer and Reifen Adler. And they are on page 40 to 42 of the magazine.
Awesome. And obviously the last one we want to touch on, it's the COVID-19 pandemic. There's been no industry across the world that hasn't been gravely affected by this. Could you give us a bit more detail about what readers can expect from a retreading perspective with regards to our COVID-19 reporting?
Well, it was very difficult to report on this, to be quite honest, because everything is changing so quickly. When we started writing about it, gathering the information about it, it was Italy which was the most effective. Factories had started to close down. In fact, actually, when we started, the story was that they were still active, and then they closed down, and now they're opening again. So everything is moving so quickly. So we've there are three articles in the feature. There's one written by Ewan Scott on the general impact within Europe, and there are articles by Vladislav on the impact on the Russian market, and one by Satnam Singh on the Indian market. So we hope to have been able to give a very wide-ranging view on how the pandemic is affecting markets in different parts of the world.
Okay, sounds very wide-ranging as usual. Obviously, we don't want to dictate the whole magazine to people, so I think we'll just leave it there for today. We will be, in the post and comment sections, we will be leaving details regarding where you can access the digital magazine and links to these specific features as well. But thanks for your time today, David, and we'll be back for more very shortly.
Thanks, Richard.